Hello everyone, in this video let's continue with this Numpy library. So initially let's import Numpy, and after that there is a function called random.randn. So what this function will be doing, this will be generating us four random values by using standard normal distribution. Okay, so in standard normal distribution we'll be having mean as 0 and standard deviation as 1. So let's check it. So here if we see, it has generated us four random values. Okay, and similarly, if we like observe this, we are passing 3 comma 3. That means that it will be generating a two-dimensional like NumPy array with number of rows as 3 and number of columns as 3, and all those will be filled with these random values. Okay, like this, we'll be we can generate some random values with the help of randn, and this will be following a distribution called standard normal distribution. And there is some other function that is called rand. So what this rand will be doing, this rand will be giving us value between 0 to 1, and this will be following us uniform distribution. Okay, so what this will be doing, this will be generating us four random numbers between 0 and 1, and the distribution that it follows is uniform distribution. And similarly we can pass 3 comma 3. So what it will be doing, it will be giving us numpy array with some random values between 0 and 1, and it has three rows and three columns. Like that, here also we can pass as many dimensions as possible. Okay. So here if you observe, this is following standard normal distribution, whereas this is following uniform distribution. So you might be thinking what these are. These are some distributions in probability. So if you guys have any idea in probability and statistics, then you will be understanding these two. If not, you just think like this will be giving us values between 0 to 1, and this can give us values from -3 to 3. Simply you can think of it like that. Okay. And there is some other function that is called int. So what this rand int will be doing, so it will be giving us random values from 1 to 20. Okay, so here this is the starting point and this is the ending point. So between the starting and ending point, it will be giving us some random integer. So that is the functionality of rand int. So we are getting 13 as the random value. And similarly, we can mention how many ever we want. So I'm mentioning that we want 10 random values. So what it is doing, it will be giving us some 10 random values between 1 and 20. Like that, this randint will work. And there is some other function or method that is seed. So what this seed method will be doing, this will be setting the random state. So to this seed method, we can pass any integer as parameter. Let's say we are passing 10. So after passing 10 and generating some random number of four values, so let's see what it is generating. It is generating these particular values. And similarly, whenever you run rand and 4, then you want the same output as this, then you need to use this seed. If you are not using this seed, then it will not be giving us the same output. So what this seed will be doing is, this seed will be setting us random state. Okay. So when the random state is same, it will be generating the output in the same random order. Okay. So let's see this over here. So if you observe, it is giving us same values as here. Okay. That is because we are setting seed equal to 10 here and here at both the places. Let's remove this particular seed function. Then let's generate these random values. So now if you observe, these values are changing. But again, if I give, then it will be giving us same values, same random values. Okay. Let's see by again giving it. So if you observe, it is giving us the same values. Like that, this seed method will work. And similarly, we know about arrange. We have discussed in previous videos already. So what this will be doing, this will be giving numbers from 0 to 19. Okay. And in ARR1, we will be having 0 to 19, all the values. So what is the shape of ARR1? It is 20. Okay. Because number of values is 20. And on this, we can do some reshaping as well. So what this reshape function will do, this reshape function will be taking ARR1, and in ARR1 there are 20 elements. Those 20 elements will be converted into 4 rows and 5 columns, and all the values will be filled. So let's see. So if you observe, it is converting into 4 rows and 5 columns, and all the values will be filled with these values. Like that, like whenever we are doing reshape, we should make sure that this and these should be matching. So it is 4 5s are 20, and here we are having 20 elements. Let's say if it is 21, then if we do reshape, then let's see what's happening. Then it will be giving us error. So we should make sure that these two dimensions should be matching. So here if it is 20 and if we are reshaping it to some other dimension, then we should make sure that there also the overall number of elements should be same as this. Okay. Then only we can do this reshaping. Let's execute this. Yeah, now it's working fine. Or let's see error1. If you see error1 still remains the same. So this will be returning us this 4 cross 5 array. And similarly, like this is single dimensional array. We can convert it into two dimension as well. So what this will be doing, it is considering there are 20 rows and only one column. So like this it will arrange. So these are 20 rows and one column. And similarly we can reshape it like this as well. So this means that one column and sorry, one row and 20 columns. That is like this. Okay. So like this we can just convert it into 2D as well. And let's see error1. It will still remain the same. And we have seen in the previous video that there is a concept called broadcasting. That means that we can change multiple elements at the same time. So we are changing from index 3 to 6, that is 3, 4, 5 indexes to 10. So let's see after changing how it will look. So if you observe over here, it is changing all these values. Okay. So this 3, 4, and 5th index got changed to 10. Now let's take some array. So in this we are having some elements. Now let's print this array. So here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And there is some other array one which is having only 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And let's execute this. And if we are adding, like let's say we are adding ARR plus ARR1, then what do you guys think will it be returning? You might be thinking that it will be returning as like error because these dimensions are not matching, but it will not do that. So as I said in NumPy, as broadcasting is supported, so what this will be doing is, so let's see over here. Here ARR is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So for that we are adding 1, 1, 1, and 1. So automatically what this will do is, if like here if you observe one dimension is matching, so it will be filling or like it will be broadcasting the values like this. So like this it will be broadcasting and it will be adding these particular values. Okay. And now that is similar to adding this matrix with this one is similar to adding these two matrices. Okay. So our output result will be 1, 2, 3 like that. Every integer will be incremented with 1. So let's see. So here if you observe, like to every each one of these, 1 is getting incremented. That is because it is broadcasted like this and it is getting added. And similarly, like let's take ARR and add 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So and I'm reshaping it 4 comma 1. That means that 4 rows and 1 column should be there. So let's see. So 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, and 15. We are adding 1, 2, 3, 4, and all those are arranged like this because we have seen there are 4 rows and 1 column. Okay, we are reshaping it like that. So what it will be doing? So previously it is like this. That's why it is broadcasted in this manner. Here, how it will broadcast? Here it will broadcast in this manner. So like in order to do this, at least there should be one dimension matching. Okay. Here if you see, it is 4 cross 4 and this is 4 cross 1 initially, and then it got broadcasted to 4 cross 4. So in order to make sure that this is happening, you have to make sure that at least one dimension should match. Okay. Then only this can happen. So let's see. So this output is similar to adding these two. Okay. And similarly, let's take ARR 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. And ARR 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm reshaping it to 4, comma 1. That means that I'm trying to add these two. So here if you observe, it is 1 row and 4 columns. This is 4 rows and 1 column. Here if you observe, these two are matching and these two are also matching. So here also we can broadcast. So it will be broadcasted down like this. And similarly, this will be broadcasted in this way. And these will be added. Okay. And the resulting output will be 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the second row, it will be 3, uh, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for the third row, it will be 4, 5, 6, 7. And for this row, it will be 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see whether it is giving that output or not. Yeah, it is giving us in the same manner. And we'll be stopping discussing about NumPy in with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed these videos on NumPy. And if you have any doubts, please comment it down. Thank you.